Keep your eyes on Jesus. Keep your eyes on the one who carries you. This world is crazy and I love you, baby. Hands up for the ride of your life. Keep your eyes on Jesus. In the tragic, don't panic. This is never the end. Up from the sadness, out of the ashes, beauty is rising again. It's a marathon journey. Don't lose your courage and don't put your heart on the shelf. You'll never regret showing mercy to others and save some for yourself. Keep your eyes.
Good morning, incredible kids and incredible parents. Today's lesson is about keeping our eyes on Jesus. As it says in Hebrews 12:2, fixing your eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of faith, who for the joy set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and has sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Have you ever been caught in a thunderstorm? Thunder and lightning can be very scary, especially when there are no grown-ups around. We pull a cover over our eyes or we hide in the basement. Today's story is about a man named Peter who was out on a boat during a storm and was very afraid of the wind and waves. But for a short while, he had no fear at all because God doesn't give us a spirit of fear. As we read our story, see if you can tell how Peter got his courage. In Matthew 14:22-32 in the Amplified Version, it states, "Immediately he directed the disciples to get into the boat and go ahead of him to the other side of the Sea of Galilee. While he sent the crowds away, after he had dismissed the crowds, he went up on the mountain by himself to pray. And when it was evening, he was there alone. But the boat by that time was already a long distance from land and tossed and battered by the waves. For the wind was against him. And the fourth, in the night, Jesus came unto them, walking on the sea. When the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were terrified and said, 'It is a ghost,' and they cried out of fear. But immediately he spoke to them, saying, 'Take courage, it is I, do not be afraid.' Peter replied to him, 'Lord, if it is really you, command me to walk on water to you.' He said, 'Come.' So Peter got onto the boat and walked on the water and came toward Jesus. But when he saw the effects of the wind, he was frightened and he began to sink. And he cried out, 'Lord, save me.' Immediately, Jesus extended his hand and caught him and saying to him, 'O you of little faith, why did you doubt me?' And when they got into the boat, the wind ceased." In this lesson, we learn about choices. We all have choices. We have to decide what is a good choice and what is a bad choice. Faith, again, we have to step out on faith to get an understanding. Self-control. We must exercise our self-control every day to do what is right in the eyes of Jesus. It is okay to stand firm on your beliefs, because if you don't stand firm, you will start to doubt yourself. When we hear the word worry, we become nervous. Sometimes we lose focus. In this lesson, Peter did not worry. He had to trust and believe in Jesus. And that is all Jesus wants us to do, is to trust in him. We all face temptations, but when we have decided what is a good and bad temptation, Peter faced a lot of temptations in this lesson, but he chose not to be tempted. Instead, he put his trust in Jesus. and that's all he wants for us. I hope this lesson helped you as well as it helped me. Have an incredible day.
Wherever you're going, be in the moment. If you stumble, keep moving on. There's no shame in crying, keep reaching and trying, whether I'm here or gone. Keep your eyes